Hello everyone. My name's Romeo, and I'm going to be taking you through, a brief introduction of information literacy. So, information literacy is literally, I would believe, the a general understanding of how information passes around in our day-to-day lives. And since we're in a technological generation, most of this stuff is going to be computerized and with the use of technology. All right, let's go through a bit of the introduction. Okay, so I'm going to be taking you through mainly the definition, the importance of information literacy, and also the information life cycle. All right, so let's get through with it. Okay, so what is information literacy? So information literacy is the ability to recognize when information is needed and to look and where you can actually locate it, evaluate, and efficiently use that information, right? So this just means that you are able to get that information, you're able to utilize it, and you're able to use it in a meaningful way. That's basically it. So anyways, the key point is that it's not just about finding information, but it's about thinking critically about everything you read and watch and share. Yes. So let's continue. The four pillars of information literacy are to identify, to recognize, to identify that you need to identify and you recognize that you need the information, right? Then you can al- you also be you also you should also be able to find that information. You should also be able to evaluate it and also apply this information. So it's the four pillars are to identify, to find, to evaluate, and to apply. Whereby identifying, you're recognizing that you need the information. Finding this information, you know exactly where to search effectively. And to evaluate, it's to judge credibility, accuracy, bias, and timelessness. If you understand what that means, you are able to know that this information is actually worth your time, whether it is authentic. That's where the credibility and the accuracy comes from. So you should also be able to apply this information. That's the last pillar. You should be able to use this information ethically and effectively. You should be able to apply it in a legal way. So those are the four pillars of information literacy: to identify, to find, to evaluate, and to apply. Okay, let's continue. Why information literacy matters in the digital age? So information literacy has a lot of things that it's used for, and I think from this brief introduction of the definition and that and its pillars, you know that it is very necessary to have information, to be literate about information. So we need it. First of all, we need it to feel, and some of the reasons I've given here, they are just a few. There are so many other reasons why information literacy is needed, especially in this digital age. Okay, so we need skills. We need skills to filter what matters due to information overload, right? So the problem these days is that there's so much information going around on internet, YouTube, TikTok, what. So you should be able to use these skills to filter out important information from nonsense. The people are using AI to make a lot of nonsense that is not even worth your time. They call it brain rot. So anyways, the second one is, so that to evaluate medical research to make life-saving decisions. Doctors actually use information literacy in their day-to-day work, whereby they shuffle out the information, and they know what to use to make such to make their decisions. They use if they collect information, and they first organize it, then they use it to make life-saving decisions. All right, so now the third one is that students need credible sources for assignments and research. When you're given an assignment, you don't just go anyhow and just search out of nowhere. You just go and just search. You're supposed to find a credible source, a source that is that is well known for giving such information. Let me say you're doing biology, you can't just go and search anyhow. You're supposed to go and look for something that is credible, that is known to give correct biological information according to what you have been given. Something like the biological science, as you know. So anyways, the next one is employers also expect critical thinking and fact-based decisions, right? So when an employer, let me say you as an employer, you have a person you have hired. You would expect him to know how to collect information and properly organize it, and it should be from credible sources. So employers expect such. It's an expectation. They expect you to already be having such a skill set. So it's necessary. So anyways, also informed voters make better choices for their communities. When you are a voter and you have a certain candidate you want to give your vote to, you first have to get the information, proper information, not the information that the guy is giving people whenever he's going around and he's contesting and he's telling them, he's saying them he's going to do this and this. You're supposed to go to his background, you check out where he came from and check out if he actually means what he says through credible information sources. So anyways, the last one is that we constantly need to learn new things, and information literacy makes it possible. The fact that you're information literate, you can always learn new stuff. You can go and read journals about medicine, about certain corrupt cases, different things. But the fact that you're information literate, you know that you're going to get that information and it's going to be actually legitimate. All right. Okay, let's do the next thing. All right. So, I forgot one more. Informed voters. Sorry. Okay. Let's continue. The information cycle, right? The information life cycle is the journey that the information takes from the moment it has been created until it is archived and updated or deleted. Being archived is being kept in a place that, it's like being stored. So until it's archived, updated, or deleted. Updating is literally replenishing this information. In case the information has gotten old and there's something that has changed in that information, you come back and you put the new information that has happened in that exact category of information that you have recorded. So it's like replenishing it. Something that has been you just exactly. So now, why the information life cycle matters? It helps us understand where information comes from, right? The fact that we are having information, it is good to know where the basis, where it comes from, and the information life cycle shows us exactly where certain ounces of information are coming from. So it also shows us how information changes over time. Just know, time changes everything, and the fact that it is about information will also end up changing. Certain pieces of information cannot just be there and they remain the way they were. Information will always keep on changing. So it also teaches us how to evaluate information in context. It helps you organize your information and know where this information is from and where it's supposed to be. All right. So let us move to the what? Sorry. The stages of information, right? So there is creation, as you can see, whereby this is where information is born or created through sources like research and science, journalism, social media, and academics, right? I believe that one is self-explanatory. So then there's dissemination, right? Where information is shared or simply is spread through channels like traditional media, digital platforms, and social media. The information is just, it's just the way information is spread out. So now there's discovery. This one deals with how information is found using tools like Google Scholar, AI tools, different other options. Whatever you use to get the information, that's discovery. So information use. This is applying the information ethically Ethically is making sure you're managing to use it legally and in a way that is, viable. So you apply the do's and the don'ts. You make sure you don't do. There are certain things that ethically should not be done. So then there's preservation, whereby you keep the information for future reasons like historical record or research or reproductivity, legal requirements, and cultural heritage. Information can be preserved using methods like libraries, archives, and digital repositories. Okay, now guys, for example, also use cloud storage, whereby you get your information and you store it. You store it on the internet cloud, whereby you can pick it out whenever you want. You can re-download it, because now that's called uploading. You upload it into cloud storage, whereby it's like an internet database. All right. Sometimes you can even just write it down using physical records. Yeah. Let's go to the next thing. All right. Now the summary of the information life cycle. That's what it looks like, whereby you go through creation, then you can store it, then you can retrieve it when you want, then you use it in an ethical way, then retirement, then you go back to creation. Just like that. That's what it looks like. Okay. All right. Thank you for listening to me. Once again, I go by names of Ray Romeo, and I'm glad to show you what I had today.